Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Hunter x Hunter. It is episode 78 and well, what to say as always, if you want to see the reaction itself, you can either continue this video or go down into my descriptions if you want to see this video with inlayed original video. And we are still running around on that weird island with the ends. And I'm a little bit confused right now because a lot of problems just appeared. So, Technic and me, right? So, let's see. This is the second time I'm watching this episode now, because the first time I tried to record, my computer screwed me and the whole reaction is gone. So, I will be reacting the second time. So, just that you know, that I know this episode by now. The good thing is, however, I don't have to write down stuff this time. And I can speculate about what's going on already a little bit. So that being said, let's just jump in 3, 2, 1, now. Need all the... Yeah, she's sending out all of them to... Same as the first time I watched it, I really hate that moment. I mean, those of you who know my reactions from the past know that I am not overly fond of people being killed, and especially when it is about children. I mean, come on, right? What should I say about that? Cannot be good. That worm. I don't know about this worm that Killua has there. It's a weird thing. Possibly meet that soon. We have not seen any of those guys yet. For every character who has animalistic features, I'm guessing now it will be an ant. So, although I'm not sure about those one in the intro here, these three with the wings and the cat-like. I guess they are. I mean, they are bowing down to him, so very likely. A very rapid reproduction. I like, so these are this farm-like, this terrace building is something very old and done very since oldest of times. Here comes the end. Here comes the end. Play on words. Yeah. Kurt's hunting party. I mean, what do you do against something like that? They're all flyers, all of them. It's over, man. Just over. Carpenter ants. I mean, it's just happening right now, so how should they find anything? That's very clever of using like the tidal waves to track back where it's from. But then, what network is this? I mean, this is data. I don't know if we could find something like that today easily. Sure, those who have tidal data's professionals, right? But in the internet? No machines. Perfect breeding ground for the ants. Horse. It's just nature, man. Let it run free. Yeah. So very fanatic. Hmm. As she does. Why is he wearing a wrestler's outfit? Hmm. And now that's the reason why he agrees. More for the queen. Kurt. Oh damn. Here we go again with the fields. Man, look at her. She's so done. I mean, what would you do, right? And here we go again. Recognize her. Isn't it a strange thing? He seems to have memories of feelings. I don't know about his mother. I guess she will follow them, right? She will possibly try to find out where they're from. Gyro. Well, that's the perfect timing to have something like that, a real hard shell. And then walk over. Mm-hmm. The jokes. That guy looks like the guards just attacking. Just saying so. So it's more like a drug cartel than a real nation then. I do know those characters. He was the one who made the hunter exam the first time. Or second time? And there's the clue you need. Magical beast hunter. The Queen of Bees against the Queen of Ants. That's a weird one. Escape without me. Feels a bit like foreshadowing, but why should it, right? Do it. Penguin is reading. How is he even able to read? Read books. And I ask myself if this will, green calling, if this will be a problem in the future for them, being so different. She reminds me a little bit of Team Rocket. I don't know why. It's possibly due to the color. Just the number. 50. It's very fitting that the turtle, like, is talking about defense. Names for everyone. She's missing a part of her anklet there, I just realized. And there's a side, yeah, you can see that on her arm. Her arm's, the hand is missing. The one that they found. I guess it's the three from the intro: the cat, the butterfly, and the red one. Everyone has enemies. Mental simulations. Yeah, that's true. Gon would never give up anyone. Oh yeah. Okay. That's it this time. And this time, hopefully the reaction will stay. Where did I put my book? There it is. Never seen someone with a book, eh? So, because I wrote down the first time quite a lot, so I can discuss about that now. There are many things here that are happening. On the first hand, it seems like there's not so much happening in this episode because there's not like a big fight or anything like that. Oh man, I jumped directly to the scene with the kids. Not good. Better. But there is a lot of questions in the room right now. So one thing being the chimera ants are developing, right? They are changing all the time, bodily and mentally. And they do have like the perfect place to do it right now with the NGL. Being a land, a country, however you want to call it, that is saying to ban and to shun technology. So if they are being attacked by a race like that, they are possibly not really good at defending themselves because normally they shouldn't be having guns. So that being said, it should be the perfect breeding and hunting ground for the chimera ants. We've seen farmers, so they are not really good at defending themselves. They're not trained warriors or anything. And they may come up with, I don't know, like some sticks and maybe a hunting bow or something like that, but not really a weapon to defend themselves. But then we have this army of white clothed people jumping in with automatic weapons. So it seems like this King Jiro is having a troop of people ready to fight, and they are being armed. Technology as well at hand. So there's something weird about this nation. Bring to that the fact that there was mentioned that there are drugs who seem to be produced in this country. It feels more like a drug cartel, right? So he has people who love nature and are like, we want to be completely in the nature, with the nature, and against technology. Reminds a little bit of the Amish from the US, right? Although they are very different in their appearance here. But on top of it, there's a king who has like a private army and sells drugs. So I can only guess he's using them, kind of. Just guessing. When you see in the past of mankind, we always had trouble with predators. We always had trouble with animals who feed on meat and flesh. Those might be lions, those might be the tigers, and what else was there in our past? Boars and bears and everything. And we overcame those problems by growing technology wise, wisdom wise. So we invented hunting methods, we invented weaponry and hunting weapons to go on against those. To the point where we did not really have to be so much afraid of them anymore, to as it is now, that it has completely turned. Those predators are on the edge of extinction, or very often they are already extinct. They do not exist anymore. So this is going to be the problem for the chimera ants, I guess, as well. They have a country now where they have like the perfect opportunity, ignoring those some guys with guns. But as soon as there are people coming in with advanced technology, ships, airships with cannons, just saying, right? How do you defend against that? Having a shell and some claws, right? So this saying, coming to with a sword to a shootery, to a shooting, just makes no sense. But then we met the penguin, whatever, reading books. So first things first, I'm not sure how he learned to read books. I guess it was put into him while he was bred. Otherwise, because no one could have taught it to him, right? So he's able to read the books, he understands what's in it, and it means he can learn from that, and he already does, and that the tortoise did as well, as we've seen. So the growing of the chimera ants is not only a physical thing, by digesting humans and creatures of other kind. It is a mental thing as well. They are developing, and thus, I can only guess, they will be able to develop and use weapons as well, technology as well, and that makes them a major problem for mankind. Because if they are able to do that, and they do develop this even remotely as fast as they do bodily right now, there's no stopping them unless you stop them very, very soon, because they are, as the episode was named, very rapid reproducing. So it's only a matter of time until they run over this island, and they are able to get wings, and they can eat the fish and everything, so they can swim as well. So they will be able to conquer all other islands and then the continents. How do you stop something if it is, as it is here, a hive reproducing so fast? Unless you go in with the big guns very early. But then there is this question, do you want to do that? Because I kind of have the hope, it is one that is more for the end of the arc, but I do have the hope that they do not only develop the sense and intelligence about weapons and fighting, but they do develop a sense about laws, about ethics, about moral, about philosophy, all of those things that mankind developed over time as well. Yes, we are a very dangerous race as mankind. We are very aggressive, and war and fighting with each other way too often still to this day is how we react to problems. But we did develop in the past and still do the arts. We developed music. We developed a sense of what is right and what is wrong, ethically speaking, about protecting children and caring for our loved and old ones. So, thus the chimera ants digest humans completely. There is a hope that they may get this as well. We've seen that Kurt, I will refer to him as Kurt because he is what was born out of Kurt in the end. Kurt did, as it seems, remember his mother. I think he's not completely sure yet what's happening, but there was this moment and he remembered her later on. So there is a connection. And seeing that more or neither every newborn chimera ant is born out of humans, there's a good chance that the other ones will do that as well, and there will be this connection between chimera ants and humans. So there's a bit of hope in me for a peaceful future living together, that would mean that they are not allowed to eat humans anymore. Because how can there be peace then, right? Let's be honest. If they would, say, eat like 50 humans a day, as the Queen requested now, you cannot make peace then. I mean, seriously, right? How should that work? The question is, will they lose their ability when they do not feast on human flesh anymore? I hope not. If not, then we can come maybe to an agreement. It is a harsh one, because what happened happened, but we could find peace now. If they would lose their abilities, then they really have no choice, right? They will have to hunt humans to stay on the level of evolution that they are, and we would not be able to accept that. It would be an extinction war, they or us. Kurt stated that he wants to have nutrition food, so good food, so did not go for the kids. That is something that I realized about when you think about animals in the wild and they hunt a flock, they hunt a group of animals. They normally get the weakest ones, the slowest ones. So it's either the very old ones, the injured, the sick, and sometimes the youngest, because they are too slow and cannot keep up with the group. When those get killed, the group in general, although losing some of their members, gets stronger because they are faster afterwards. Because you get slowed down by the weakest ones. That is the thing that nature does. Why, animals like this exist. They make sure that the flock in general stays healthy by killing the sick ones and those that slow down the whole group. When it comes to hunters from a human perspective, and you think about, we had hunters since a long time, thousands of years, because they were used to feed us, they were used to gather materials, if it is leather or bones if needed. And nowadays they are used to kind of control the environment around human settlements. So if you listen to what they check about when they go hunting, they have like numbers that they have to keep. But if you have hunters in the past, they went not for the young ones to hunt, normally. Unless you want to have something very extremely tasty for one day, for a king or whatever. But normally, they tended to spare the young ones. They tended to spare the female who are pregnant, because, it's for the whole group better if they breed. They tended to kill older ones. They tended to kill, to hunt, right? Single males who are no longer part of the group, because they are partially even a danger. So hunters always looked out to not overfish, to not overhunt an area, because if you kill too many, then the group of those animals will not replenish again, and that's an important thing. I ask myself if the chimera ants will do that as well. Because we see from, as example, Africa, I think it is, where those huge swarms of animals, what are they called? Man, you know what I mean. They eat all the wheat and every plant in an area, and then they fly on. And in the end, they just go into the ground, and after 5 or 7 years, I think they come out again to do it again. So they are one of those biblical plagues. While a normal hunting group of animals will not kill everything. The chimera ants are a hive. They are not a swarm. I really have to make sure that I don't talk about them as a swarm, because a swarm would be many animals of the exact same kind with, everyone would have kind of the same voice. So it's like a swarm of rats, as example, right? Or a swarm of bats. But a hive has a hive mind, has one leader, one major character, which is the queen right now, possibly will be the king in the future. If this leader dies, then the whole hive dies over time, unless there's a new leader who was born before the first one died. But now we see that there is a change, in my opinion, because those group leaders, although they need to have some very own intellect to lead their hunting parties, are becoming more and more influential, are becoming more and more self-aware, and giving themselves names now. And I ask myself if there's like a real society forming like man has, which would make sense because they are born from man, most of them. So it might be that this whole hive idea is about to split and wither away. We will see if this is happening. It's very interesting because I like this idea of sociology that they bring in. How is a society formed? About characters on the same level. Those two group leaders, Kurt and the alligator, rumbling against each other, trying to find their spot. Who's the tougher one, right? That's interesting to see where this is going. And then we have Ponzu coming back in. I really like her. She's a nice character. I don't know why. And the fact that she's a queen of bees might give us an edge to talk with the queen of ants, because I mean maybe they are on kind of the same level here. Maybe they're not. We don't know, but it feels a bit like. And we had. Yeah, I'm really sorry for this mother of Kurt and Raina. Those of you who have seen reactions of mine in the past know that I'm not someone who likes violence. I mean, I watch series where a bit of war and fighting and everything is in, okay, but I don't like unnecessary violence. Here you could say it was hunting, right? So the aunt in this case did not mean any direct harm in a harsh way, in a negative way. But still, kids got killed, and that's something that I really don't like. But it questions, which is good, it questions our beliefs, it questions our ethics. And here it is the simple problem that from an animal's perspective, it did not do anything wrong. There were two youngsters in the woods, alone, no defense from the group they belong to, so they possibly are better off being eaten to feed the swarm there, which is not a swarm, which is a hive, you know what I mean. From a human perspective, it is just, disastrous. And I can completely understand what the mother... No, I cannot completely understand, but I do understand that the mother is going into the woods every day, searching for them. Because what else would you do? I mean, where do you go from there, right? So I kind of think that she may go to the hive. And I don't know what the better solution would be here for her. To somewhere in the next days just die of exhaustion, or find out what happened. Because who would want that? I mean, there's this saying that at least when parents realize their kids are dead, that they found closure. But who would wish that for anyone, to realize that their kids were eaten by animals so much? I don't know, man. It's a hard thing to do. And in the end, we had Gon and Killua jumping away from the bad stuff to the good one. Gon being, as always, that's what Killua reflected on him. It doesn't matter how much you think, in the end, you will always go with, I cannot leave people alone. I have to help, right? That's Gon. I mean, it is him, and that's why we like him. He's this always positive character. Killua, however, stating he goes with the flow. He waits for the situation to happen and then just, decides like that. Well, that's a difference in character, no question there. But seeing, I guess, as long as Gon is around, he will then step in and help Gon. I mean, they're best friends, so what else? I really look forward to the next episodes. There's a lot that those bring right now to the table. That's it from me this time. As always, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Visit my Patreon, and I will see you in the next episode. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye, and out.